Hello everyone, welcome back to the Map of the Month workshop series, and we're doing the state of New York, the Empire State. So this is part 3, video number 3, and let me show you what we've done so far. I've done a little bit more work on the map since we last were working together. I've colored in the two large Great Lakes. I'll do a little bit more. You can see I'm going around the letters a little bit right now, but I colored Lake Ontario, nice blue, Lake Erie, only a portion of that is shown, and then I colored in the large lake over here between Vermont and New York, Lake Champlain. I carefully colored that around all those little islands, and also down here in the Long Island Sound, and out in the, did a little bit of the Atlantic Ocean along here. This is Long Island. I think I'll go ahead and just label it right now. Okay, so I thought what we'd do today is going through our list of activities. We have a lot of cities to label, and I've done a little research. I've looked in my atlas and located these. I think I have about 10 cities to label. So why don't we go through them one at a time. You don't have to, you can show the map here where I'm going to label this map. I'm going to label this city of Utica. UTI. I'm going to put it right below the dot. Okay, so that's the first city in the list, Utica. Okay, now just to make it a little easier for myself, I've put the first letter of each city so that I can locate them easily while we're working together. And I know that this is Buffalo. So let me just carefully label Buffalo, double checking the spelling. Notice how I'm trying to keep the letters, the words nice and level, straight across, not on an angle. Okay, it makes the map much easier to read if your words are all placed, horizontally. Okay, so all right, now the next city in the list is Ithaca. Okay, and that's located right at the southern tip of that lake right there. Ithaca. Okay, Ithaca. The next city is Fulton. Now, these cities and towns have just been chosen because they fit well on the map. Now, I'm sure there's so many places where you may live that, not one of these cities, and you can locate the approximate location of your city or town in the state just using that little black dot in the key here. If you live in a small town, you could use a slightly different symbol, a little circle. Okay, so all right, let's continue on our list. Next one is Watertown, and that would be right here. Now let me show you what I mean by labeling it on an angle. If I was to just label it kind of like this, and also not my neatest lettering, you can see how harder that is to read if it's kind of going on an angle as opposed to nice and straight across. So I just want to stress that. Make your words nice and level, and try to make your map use your neatest lettering. Okay, so there's Watertown. Okay, here's a tough one, Schenectady. A little bit tricky spelling. S-C-H-E-N C-T-A-D-Y. I put it just below the dot, Schenectady. Okay. All right, here's a city called Syracuse. Be careful the spelling of this one as well. Syracuse. C-Y-S-Y-R-A-C-U-S-E. Syracuse. Okay, then the next one in the list is Newark, which happens to be a little bit west of Syracuse, right about here. I'll put it just below the dot. N-E-W-A-R-K. Okay. Here's a well-known city, Rochester. It's located very close to Lake Ontario. Okay. And I have one more in the list called Binghamton, which is located right about here. So I might just write it above where I have a little bit of room. B-I-N-G-H-A-M-T-O-N. Okay. Now, what we've also like to do is locate the capital of the state as well, which is Albany. Now, Albany happens to be a little bit south of Schenectady. So I'm going to just put a little circle right about here with a star. Just do your best to draw a star with a circle around it, right about in that approximate location. And that would be the state capital of Albany. I'm going to use all capital letters. Right next to that star, and we can color it in, maybe make it an orange star, something like that. It shows up nicely. Okay, so that's the state capital of Albany. Okay, now I wanted to do some other, we talked about adding some maybe the city or town where you live, so I did a little research in the atlas, and I picked out about 5 additional cities to label. This one is called Erie. Right there. I put a little, if you want to add this, you can put a little dot right there and write Erie. Okay, this, I'm going to put a little dot right about here. And the name of this location is Little Valley. Okay, so that's an additional. There's plenty of room to label many more cities or towns. Okay, I thought it would be fun to put this one in. It's on the other side of the northern tip of the lake, and it's called Geneva. I can put it opposite of Ithaca. Okay, I've got a city. Plattsburgh is located not too far from Lake Champlain, right? I'll just put the dot right about there. And it's P-L-A-T-T-E-S-B-U-R-G-H. So why don't you add Plattsburgh? That's an easy one. And I thought maybe one more, Liberty. Easy one to locate. Liberty, New York. Right about there. So go ahead and find where you live on the map and write in your city or town. Okay. Now this state of New York is very famous for the large city, New York City. Okay, so we couldn't leave that off the map. Now it's a very large area. It's made up of 5 different boroughs, they call them, 5 neighborhoods or boroughs, and I think I'm gonna label each one of them. Now New York City is located right here in the southeast portion of the state. Part of it is on Long Island. Okay, so and it's also made up of a couple of islands as well, Manhattan and Staten Island. And we'll do let's do one at a time. Let's do Staten Island first. That's an easy one to label. S-T-A-T-E-N. Okay, that's one of the boroughs of New York City. Okay, then we've got probably most famous of all is Manhattan, M-A-N-H-A-T-T-E-N. Okay. Then we have Bronx, New York. I think I'll put it just above. I put a little line for the northern boundary of the Bronx. So B-R-O-N-X. Put a little leader line to it. Okay. Then we have this area on the westernmost part of Long Island is, put that little leader line there for Brooklyn. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. And then just east of Brooklyn would be the borough of Queens. I'll put it right with a little leader line. And then I think I'm going to put in big capital letters the name of the city. New York. The largest city in the United States. I believe more than 8 million people live in this city. Okay, and we're going to use yellow to highlight the areas of the city, the 5 boroughs. So let's color in the Bronx. Manhattan, that little sliver of land right there. Actually a little island, that little water goes right between the Bronx and Manhattan. We've got Staten Island. We have Brooklyn. And we've got Queens. So you can see I put a little line for the edge of the boroughs. Home to over 8 million people and countless number of visitors and tourists every day of the year. So I think that's a good way to end our lesson today. And we've added all of the cities that we have on the list, and we also included the biggest city in the country, New York City. All right, so I think that's a good place to stop. Thanks for all your hard work, and look forward to working with you on the next video.